Well, that's the story of my life. No respect. No respect.
Hey, everybody. It's Aunt Bibi. Today is Thursday, September 20th, 2018. I'm Barb Hammer, and today I'm doing a follow-up video on Jamarl Thomas of the Progressive Soapbox. I've already done a couple of videos on him, and I still have more to say about him. But today, I'm feeling the effects of the blowback from the Jamarl Thomas cult. So I played that Rodney Dangerfield clip because Aunt Bibi ain't getting no respect over criticizing Jamarl Thomas. So first of all, I'm going to play my ever-popular game, Who Did It Better? And let's show the man himself, Jamarl Thomas, here. There he is. There he is adjusting his hat. That's his brand. You can see his brand here in the corner. The hat, the Progressive Soapbox brand. So he's adjusting his hat, and he's trying to hide his male pattern baldness. Male pattern baldness. So that's the theme of this Who Did It Better? So who did it better? There's Jamarl Thomas or the Geico Gecko. Isn't he cute? Okay, so the theme is male pattern balding. So who did it better? The Geico Gecko or Jamarl Thomas? There's Jamarl. And Jamarl is 41. He just turned 41. He just celebrated his birthday, so happy belated birthday to Jamarl. Or the Geico Gecko. Now I have more than one shot of the Geico. There he is. There's another shot of the Geico Gecko. So you can vote in the comments section. Okay, now let's continue with this video, and I will talk about Jamarl. And I just discovered something interesting that Jamarl has done. So today I wanted to talk about a video that Scott Creighton did on his Church Dog 42 channel about Jamarl. And here's the video. And so Scott, the thumbnail here has a picture of Jamarl with the video that he did on Israa al-Ghomgham, the Saudi human rights activist that's under arrest, who's under arrest in Saudi Arabia. And Jamarl did this video, and the whole time he's referring to Israa al-Ghomgham, but he has a picture of the Canadian Foreign Affairs Minister, Chrystia Freeland, in the background. Now, Jamarl, he changed the thumbnail of his video when he received a lot of criticism from Scott and from me about this video. And so he changed the thumbnail so it didn't show Chrystia Freeland. He changed it so it showed a young Israa al-Ghomgham. But I discovered just a little while ago, let's look at Jamarl's channel. So he did the video. It was in this area. So he did another one about this dispute between Canada and Saudi Arabia. But the video that he did about Israa al-Ghomgham is gone. I just realized this a few moments ago. It is gone. So he's taken down the video. And, but what he should have, I had posted a comment criticizing him for showing Chrystia Freeland and misidentifying her as the Saudi activist, the Saudi human rights activist. And Jamarl, he called me and Scott Creighton Random Idiot 1, Random Idiot 2, he went on a Twitter tantrum the other day, but he has not apologized to me. I don't know, Scott. I doubt Scott's gotten an apology. So, in my opinion, Jamarl Thomas has no credibility because he's not able to admit to mistakes and to really own up to them. And he's not able to own up to his superficial research that he does for his videos. He comes across as though he were authoritative commentator, but he's not at all. Not at all. So he did take down that video, which is good. He should have taken it down much earlier. But the fact that he did that and he's not able to apologize for calling his critics idiots is disgraceful. So there was something in that. So Scott did a video about how this was such a fail on Jamarl's part in his research. I mean, just a total fail. There's one thing. Now, Jamarl has left up another video about the Saudi-Canada squabble. And so I still want to talk a little bit about that, how there was something. Now, Scott did a very good, very well-researched video about Jamarl's failings in that video. But there's another aspect. This squabble between Canada and Saudi Arabia has been going on since early August. And the one aspect of the squabble that Jamarl missed and Scott didn't bring up, but there was a lot to talk about in Jamarl's failed video. So I just want to touch upon that because I am American. I live in Canada with dual citizenship, so I try to cover issues involving Canada a little bit more than Scott does. So the problem with Jamarl's video, another problem with Jamarl's video, is that he did not bring up the fact that the whole squabble was a tempest in a teapot, and it was not touching upon the deeper issues between Saudi Arabia and Canada. Now, who did cover this very well is a blogger, Penny for Your Thoughts. Scott has mentioned this. He recommends this blog, and it's very good. And she actually got it right here about the Twitter dispute between Canada and Saudi Arabia. So, Penny for Your Thoughts has pointed out that Canadian Foreign Affairs Minister Chrystia Freeland was taking a page out of Donald Trump's book as far as conducting Twitter diplomacy. So the problem is that here she points it out. Penny points this out. So she says, personally speaking, this row between Saudi Arabia and Canada is a smokescreen. I'm just not certain at this time what Canada's virtue signaling government is hiding, or if it's some attempt at PR. I don't think it's to mask the $15 billion arms deal, but I'll happily point out the hypocrisy of the Trudeau government's claim to support human rights. So there was actually more than one Saudi activist that this Twitter dispute was over. It wasn't just Israa al-Ghomgham. There was another one. So the problem is that Canada Saudi Arabia is a huge customer for Canadian military vehicles and I don't know, other military equipment. When Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's government came into power in October of 2015, there was a deal in the works to sell military vehicle to Saudi Arabia. And Justin, he could have canceled the deal, but he refused to do so. And he's received a lot of criticism over that. And the problem is that in this squabble over these human rights activists, what's been missing is that Canada is complicit in Saudi Arabia's genocidal war against Yemen. And so Canada is consequently complicit in this. And so the Twitter squabble, there was no mention of this. So here Penny talks about this. So this paragraph, I'll read this. So, and then there are the personalities and political concerns of the two young leaders in Ottawa and Riyadh. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, widely known by his initials MBS. Both sides are playing politics here, said Ali Shihabi, founder of the Arabia Foundation, a Washington think tank. Trudeau, he argues, is grandstanding and posturing on women's rights to compensate for an unpopular decision to persist with a $12 billion deal to sell Saudi Arabia armored personnel carriers. The Canadian criticism, unnecessarily public, certainly smacks a little virtue signaling. So this is what the Justin Trudeau government is very famous for. They love to virtue signal, but ignore Canada's complicity in the Middle East, in Middle East conflicts, and not criticizing Saudi Arabia for some much bigger, more serious problems. And there's this other piece that I found from CounterCurrents about Canada's adventures in neoliberal imperialism, and it mentions this. This is actually an old piece from before. No, it's from this year. Sorry, it is from this year. So Canada, it says here, under Saudi Arabia, Canada retains strong military and financial ties to Saudi Arabia and supports their attitude against Yemen and Iran, in part by supplying them with billions of dollars of armored vehicles. Even if the vehicles are not used directly in combat, it does release other monies and materials to be used in the Saudis' illegal war against Yemen and support its rhetorical boasting against Iran. So that's the problem. There's another aspect. So Saudi Arabia retaliated against Canada, and one of the things they did was they withdrew scholarship money for Saudi students studying in Canada. And there are many medical students and residents in Canada from Saudi Arabia. And they actually, I think Canada uses a lot of these medical students, residents, as sort of cheap labor, really. So I don't know, I'm just throwing that out there. Anyway, so this is the problem with, this is the real problem. This is the real problem with the dispute between Canada and Saudi Arabia, that it really is just a smokescreen for much more serious problems involving Yemen and Saudi Arabia's involvement in supporting jihadists in Syria. So that was when I heard about this squabble, that was what I instantly thought of. It was just virtue signaling. So Chrystia Freeland, tweets out, and she does what Donald Trump does, and it distracts from the real issues involved. So anyway, But I want to go back and say it's very interesting that Jamarl Thomas has taken down that video. So I want to talk about, so it was a week ago. I guess this was a week ago now. I don't know. So actually Scott did a very good video here. Yeah, it's been a week. So Scott did this video about when Jamarl went on this Twitter tantrum. So Scott did this video. Jamarl Thomas is triggered and pitching a fit on Twitter. And I could not believe that Jamarl, I posted comments on his videos criticizing them. The other one was this, and Scott did, yeah. So Jamarl did a video, actually, I think that one is still there. Yeah. So Jamarl has not taken this one down. He did this video on the Kurds in the Middle East, and it's entitled, like, the thumbnail shows a map of Kurdistan, or the Kurdish regions in Turkey, Iran, Iraq, and Syria. So the title of his video was Necessary History to Understand Tensions Between Turkey, Iran, Russia, and the United States and Syria. And he did this video based on, several hours research he did overnight, and it was very superficial. And the Kurdish issue in the Middle East is very complicated, and it's impossible to become an expert or to speak authoritatively about it in just a few hours research overnight. So Scott did a very good video criticizing Jamarl for basically promoting a neocon agenda in the Middle East involving the Kurds. So the title of Scott's video was Jamarl Thomas is promoting neocon Greater Kurdistan Project. And on Twitter, I criticized Jamarl for those two videos. So September 13th is when this Twitter tantrum started. And so this was, so he replied. So I had tweeted out, Jamarl, 3 hours of superficial research. Thomas puts out the first of two videos on the same bullshit topic, providing a smokescreen for Canada's complicity in Saudi Arabia's genocide in Yemen. Jamarl should rename his channel Neocon Soapbox. And so he retweeted and he said, call into the show and make your complaint felt. I'll make 5 minutes for you. Email me to schedule a time. I allow for random idiots to get humiliated all the time. If you're not willing to come on, you're not even worth this tweet. Just saying. So, so there, and then there are these idiot followers of his criticizing me. And so I replied, yeah, sweet that you call me a random idiot. So honored that you'll give me 5 minutes of your precious time, your lordship. I don't need to come on to your show. I have my own YouTube and BB channel. Scott, that's Scott Creighton's handle. I already did a video about your Kurd crap. So there was a lot of blowback, and anyway. So that was, I think I mentioned that in my last video, or one of my other videos. So that was the beginning of it. And then this was before I put out my video about him. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, that was before. That's when I was just criticizing him on Twitter. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So he replied to, so there you go. There you go. How weak. Either back up your case or scurry away. I don't care if you have a show. That has nothing to do with me. And yes, I do make time for random idiots. You get your 5 minutes. So this is his reaction when you criticize him. He just calls you a random idiot. I mean, I would be a random idiot if I had accepted that 5-minute invitation. I mean, who the hell is going to, if you just instantly call any critic a random idiot? I mean, this man is a child in a man's body. And so, I don't know. Hey, just keeps calling me a random idiot. So I think I mentioned this in one of my other videos, but it got worse, and Scott covered this. But it was incredible. I got up early, I think. Yeah, early the next day. Yeah, he's calling, and then he starts calling Scott a random idiot too. So I'm random idiot 1, and Scott is random idiot 2. Yeah. Oh yeah, here. Yeah, so here's the other thing. With Scott, he was saying, he calls it slumming by dealing with Scott. Yeah, because Scott has a smaller channel. So, Jamarl Thomas, that's why in my second video about Jamarl, I compared him to Sticks Hexenhammer 666, but I prefer to call Sticks Sticks and Tranny 5.55 now. So anyway, so yeah, so it's slumming, and then anybody else's. So Jamarl calls my videos and Scott's videos unwatchable, and says he would be slumming by dealing with people with smaller channels like us, like ours, sorry. Yeah, so, and then it got worse. Much, much worse. Yeah, the thing is that Jamarl will criticize H.A. Goodman, but he doesn't call him a random idiot. I mean, H.A. Goodman is what he calls H.A. Goodman a friend of the channel. And H.A. Goodman has flipped to the Trump train and indefinitely is a random idiot. But he doesn't insult H.A. Goodman. This is really, it's very hypocritical. So Jamarl Thomas really is a hypocrite. Yeah, here we go. There we go. He's calling me random idiot number 1. Yeah, this is the response to my tweet. To note, this random idiot number 1, she was offered 5 minutes to make her case on the show and punked out. To be fair, she was smart about to know she was going to be embarrassed, so points on that. And I had sent him an email, a civil email, and that was his reply. Yeah. Okay, and here we go. Oh, yeah, so here, random idiot 1, and here he calls Scott random idiot 2. Yeah, random idiot 2. And here, this is when he really goes on this Twitter tantrum. So that's me. This is supposed to be me, and this is Scott. So he compares us to dogs. And people have criticized me for being petty. I can't get over the hypocrisy from Jamarl Thomas's supporters, followers, cult followers is what they are. They call me petty because I'm just criticizing Jamarl legitimately for making mistakes and not admitting to them, and then insulting people without listening. Yeah, so he starts with the dogs, and this is supposed to be Scott again. And then he goes into the invertebrates. Yeah. So this caterpillar is supposed to be me, and the crayfish or shrimp, I don't know. That's Scott. Here we go. And that's like a little squid or something. I don't know what the heck. I don't know what these are. Yeah, he starts posting these Then he calls me an iguana running on water. Oh, here we go. So here's a little frog. That's me, the frog with the headphones, which reminds me, I have a wonderful, remember the Geico Gecko? Hang on. Yeah, the Geico Gecko. See? No, I think that's Jamarl with headphones. Am I being petty? I don't know. Maybe. But there's a resemblance. Yeah. So it was just incredible. So this is Scott. This is supposed to be Scott. And yeah, there's Scott. I don't know who this is. He forgot to label this one. There's Scott again. Oh, okay, so he's going off on Scott now. Okay, he laid off me. That's interesting. So I'm here, and so he's going off on Scott. Yeah, these are all Scott. Poor Scott. I thought I had it bad. Yeah, he goes easy on H.A. Goodman. This is the hypocrisy. Oh, there, I'm back. There you go. Okay, I'm going to show the Geico Gecko. There you go, with the headphones. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think that's... Yeah, he calls our videos unwatchable. And he actually, yeah. Oh, yeah, wait a minute. Yeah, so invertebrate, calls got invertebrate space iguana. And I'm DJ Boneless. That's me. And then Scott is Viking frog. And then I'm squid in chicken mask. I mean, they're funny, but this man, this is a child. This is a Twitter tantrum. Yeah. And that's... Oh, and here is Yuck Mouth. I'm Yuck Mouth. They put me this dog in pigtails or ponytails. Headphone pigtail? I don't know. God. I mean, this... Yeah, all these pictures, and actually, wait a minute, I think there was more up here. Did he get rid of them, though? Wait a minute. I think there was more. Oh, no. Yeah, there's more. God, it's not over yet. Jeez. Okay. Yeah. And that's as one of his idiot followers. Hello, jerk. He's named very appropriately, I thought. So he's been criticizing Scott's videos pretty consistently now. I'm not trying to, he's claiming that we're trying to increase our viewership. No, we just criticized Jamarl for his sloppy research. And pushing the neocon agenda is what he was doing. I don't know why they're saying we're both being... It's so hypocritical calling me or calling Scott petty when Jamarl is like a child in a man's body and he behaves like a 2-year-old. He just throws a temper tantrum. Yeah, it's very telling that he's taken down that video, but he can't own up. He can't man up. Yeah, Jamarl Thomas cannot man up and admit that he made a very glaring mistake in that one video. Now, the other 2 videos are still up. That Kurdistan one is still up. So he's still promoting the neocon agenda. What? Wait a minute. Yeah, and hello, jerk. Oh, yeah, he called Scott He said he was being subtle. He accused Scott of subtle racism, this hello jerk. Nothing to retract. Isn't that interesting? Nothing to retract. But he did take down that one video. Yeah, this guy, he's very immature. Jamarl Thomas is 41 years old, wears the stupid hats, and he throws temper tantrums, very immature. And I was retweeting his Twitter tantrum and just pointing out what a child he was behaving, what a child he was in his behavior. Yeah, so there were other people I think were, oh yeah, Lesh Vitrine Cat was defending Scott and me. Very good. Thank you, Lesh Vitrine Cat on Twitter. And so Jamarl went after that account too. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so this started on September 13th, so he's still going at it on the 15th. Yeah, it started a week ago, but this went on for a few days. Oh, look. He posted another picture like, okay, he went after Lesh Vitrine Cat. Yeah, so wait a minute, you can't see. Yeah. Anybody who criticizes him, he posts these pictures and insults them. Another invertebrate defending two people without a single bone in their body. Jamarl Thomas is disgraceful. And he actually, yeah, there was another tweet, and you can see it at the end of Scott's video about the, you can see it in this video at the end. Jamarl talks about Scott being very emotional or nearly in tears over his American Everyman WordPress site being taken down. So he mocks Scott, and he also mentioned, yeah, he took pity. He claims he took pity on Scott and did a video in support of him, which he did. But I think Jamarl really only did that video because a donor had asked him to. This is the thing I've noticed about Jamarl. Jamarl will only, he will do videos. He will do videos if donors ask him to. Because with Jamarl, it's all about the money. And to me, Jamarl, I mean, my last video, I was comparing Jamarl to Sticks and Tranny 5.55, Sticks, Hex, and Hammer 666, whatever doctor's saying, whatever you want to call him. Because to me, they're sort of the same YouTube animal. You can disagree. Jamarl has a much smaller channel, but he's really obsessed with his brand, just like Sticks, Hex, and Hammer 666 or Dr. Satan, whatever. Jamarl does sloppy research. You know, you should not follow Jamarl. You just shouldn't follow Jamarl. He's not credible. He's really not really any more credible than Dr. Satan or Tranny Sticks or whatever you want to call him. It's disgraceful that Jamarl has taken down that video, has not apologized to Scott or me, and he just insults anybody. Yeah, he took down that video. He changed the thumbnail first, and now he's taken it down. But he refuses to acknowledge mistakes. You know, you're not credible unless you acknowledge mistakes and own up to them. So anyway, that's my video. I want to remind you, though, let me find that. Hang on. Where was that? Yeah. Hang on. So I want to remind you I want to remind you of the Who Did a Better contest here, or game. So, is it Jamarl, male pattern baldness, or the Geico Gecko? Geico Gecko? Geico Gecko? Geico Gecko? Or Jamal Thomas? Okay, you can vote in the comments section. Okay, that's all for now. I will talk again about Jamarl. I think I've got another video that I need to do about Jamarl. So thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.